Okay, so I wanted to make a cool little video to kind of showcase this Shaman build I'm playing with in Season of Discovery for WoW Classic. Uh, this build basically was inspired by Maelstrom weapon, um, and Maelstrom is pretty much required, so uh, you're going to want to be able to have access to that before you try to do this build. You're also going to want to have access to these talents as well. So I recommend being like above level 35 if you want to try this. Essentially the build's entire thing is you put double Wind Fury on 2 daggers. This dagger's pretty bad because the speed is high. You want like the fastest attacking weapons you can get your hands on. Honestly, the weapon damage, like obviously it matters, but you don't really care like you don't care about like your weapon damage. That's just like a byproduct of what the build is. And you're just trying to stack Maelstrom weapon as fast as possible to get insta-cast like lava bursts and like heal yourself. And then the insta-cast lava bursts also work with overload. And I don't have it right now, but you would have burn on your helmet to flame shock more things. So if you do hit lava burst, you have a better chance of getting that guaranteed crit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We also run static shock because we're attacking so much that we get to trigger the it makes our attacks more powerful because we're triggering our lightning shield off the attacks. And when I get the levels, you'll have this as well. And I'll put a full kind of breakdown of like what everything would look like at max level. I can actually put that up on the screen right now. It would look like this. Boots is interchangeable. I just have Spirit of the Alpha because sometimes people are like, hey, I want Spirit of the Alpha. Shamanistic Rage. You don't like... Shamanistic Rage, I would say, is required if you're just like leveling or doing solo play, but I think Ancestral Guidance, if you're in like a group setting, may be better if you're willing to drink mana if you ever need it. Again, this build plays a lot like Two-Handed Shaman, so it's very proc dependent. So there are sometimes you can kill like a ton of guys and never need mana because you're just getting all the, you're getting all the clear casting procs, and you're able to hit your shocks for basically free. But I've shown people this build like on paper and they say, oh yeah, that looks fun. But I just wanted to record a little bit of gameplay just so people can kind of see how it functions and like what it looks like. So right now I'm just farming fish oil. Yes, these guys are green to me, but it works the same pretty much for everything else. This person's probably gonna die before I get the combo, but it's essentially just put flame shock. You use your shocks and you use your attack procs, and then when you get Maelstrom, you just hit lava burst, or if you're AoE, you do chain lightning. It's like I said, it is very proc dependent. Sometimes you'll start the thing and you'll go up to 4 procs almost instantly. Like you'll proc off every single Maelstrom hit. Like that. Like I just got 3 procs like instantly. This guy's almost dead anyway, so I don't want to waste it. And then you just do that. And you can just kill stuff. I'm low on mana, I'll Shaman Rage. Yeah, and it's just really efficient at killing stuff. I did a dungeon. We were doing Cathedral, and I was second in DPS. I don't know what I was behind. I didn't have any add-ons when I did Cathedral, but somebody in my group who did have add-ons said I was number 2. So, and that was with like bad. I was using a gray dagger in my offhand. And what I like to do when I get low is I will just get the Maelstrom proc and I'll just use it on Healing Wave. I can show you like that. and then you just get an overload proc healing wave, and you're just full HP. Yeah. I mean, I haven't done this, like... Obviously, it's a DPS build. I haven't done it in any, like, kind of realistic environments, you know? Like, I haven't done any, like, I haven't done, like, Nomergan yet. Like, I just hit 41 today, not too long ago, so... It's kind of, you know, still in testing in the works. And I swapped, so even some of my gear, like, I still have some of my enhancement gear on, and I have a bunch of the other enhancement gear, which is in my bank, but like this, and the boots is all enhancement stuff. This doesn't have any int on it. Essentially, our main stat is int, and that is because we want as fast attack speed as possible to proc Wind Fury as many times as we can. That's basically the build, right? The more Wind Fury procs we're getting, the more chances we are of proccing Maelstrom. So when I get 50, I'll have all of Thundering Strikes. I'll have improved Ghost Wolf, and I have improved Lightning Shield. And then I'll have 1 point into Flurry. And I think next phase, like, if we get more levels, like if we get up to 60, I'll have Flurry in totality. And that will be very, very, very good. The other thing is this is so strong, especially with the fact that Lava Lash is a guaranteed critical strike on any target that has Flame Shock on it. And so this crit bonus combined with the crit bonus of this fully stacked, like all 5 of these, is worth like 300 agility. So really we want to like agility is a stat we kind of care about because it helps us proc Flurry, but we kind of care about int more because if we get a crit with, like, int is clearly our main stat. If we get a crit with a spell, this is giving us like hundreds of agility worth of crit chance for our melee attacks. We don't care about any of these, so we don't go any further, really. Like, range would be okay. We don't care about cast time because we're focused on insta-casting everything. We don't care about mana cost because with Maelstrom, things don't cost mana. The only thing we're really dumping mana with is our shocks. And even then, sometimes you get free shocks. So, yeah, that's pretty much the build. I'll pop this image back up again, and you can kind of see that's what level 50 looks like. At least that's my idea, or what I'm hoping for. I was looking at Rolling Thunder rune, but I rarely ever cast these 2 things. Lightning Bolt or Chain Lightning, I rarely cast those, so I just decided Rolling Thunder was probably not going to be very optimal. And Static Shock, you're auto-attacking so much that... I did not mean to hit that. You're auto-attacking so much that it's kind of worth it, because you're actually able to dump the stacks, versus if you're playing like an enhance with... If you're playing like a standard enhancement build with slow weapons, Static Shock's kind of meh. Because it's more about like getting procs and hitting like the big attacks with like Lava Lash versus like the amount of individual autos you're doing. So there we got a clear casting proc. And that means Earth Shock. Get another clear casting proc off that proc. Guaranteed crit. You know, now we have increased crit with melees. The only big downside is that clear casting doesn't care about Maelstrom weapon. So what happens is if you have both procced and you use your Maelstrom proc, it will use your clear casting proc, which kind of sucks. It's not super optimal, but it's like one of the primary like downsides, I guess, is you're able to consume both of those at the same time. And obviously we don't want to do that. But luckily, Maelstrom lasts so long that if you're smart, or if you want to make a weak aura for it, for both of them, you can just use a shock to proc clear casting and then dump Maelstrom. on something else. And this enemy's gray. But even on enemies that are like obviously this is gonna look way better. Even on enemies that are around my level, like 40, you still like can kill things pretty much almost instantaneously. Like if you flame shock and you get your maelstrom stacks quick, you can lava lash overload with crit and do like, you can do like 2.5k damage within like a few seconds. Like it's pretty wild. Like I just went up to 4 right there almost instantaneously. Like in this scenario, if that's a higher level enemy, the only downside is if you're punching up, obviously this build struggles, right? Like if I'm fighting something that's level 44, I'm gonna have a hard time because a lot of my attacks are going to be like parried or dodged and things like that. Like my hit chance is just lower, and when your hit chance is lower, this build kind of goes out the window. But outside of those scenarios, it feels really, really good and really efficient. And like my health is low. This guy's almost dead. Use Maelstrom on that. Like my mana's low. I'll just use this. You just walk over. And so essentially you're just playing an Ellie Shaman, but you're using Maelstrom weapons and melee to cast for you. So instead of standing in the corner and doing like a channel, you just go up and auto attack. And then just use your procs when you get them. Yeah. That's pretty much how the whole build works. It's pretty fun. I say it's definitely worth a try, you know, if you're kind of bored with your shaman or you kind of want to try something different or you're not sure what you want to do. I'd say give it a try, you know. It's just a respec and maybe have to get some new gear. Or if you're Ellie, like no joke, if you're geared for elemental and you have like a bunch of gear with int on it, I suggest go to the auction house and just look for a dagger with like fire spell damage with a fast attack speed, or even not even any stat. If it just has a fast attack speed, just buy 2 of them and just try this build out, because you will be, I can guarantee you will at least have some fun with it. I don't know if it's something you'd stick with forever, but it's, I'm enjoying it. And it's just, you know, a good change up. So yeah, let me know what you think. Hope you enjoy, and I'll catch you guys next time.